Hi, it's January 20th. I had some thoughts. We are all, I've said this before, we are one. On a physics level, everything is composed of molecules, atoms. You look at a table and it's a bunch of vibrating atoms. They're just, composed a different way from our perception. Our bodies are made of atoms, molecules, and we're vibrating in a certain way. Everything is vibration. This is physics. This is talked about many different ways. But we're all vibration and everything runs on a vibrational pattern. Even the Earth's frequency, which is called the Schumann resonance, vibrates. And that has been actually coming up the last 50 years, the Earth's vibration itself, which is increasing vibrations of other things, bringing along with it. And that's a whole other subject I'll talk about another time. It's proven in many, many studies and in science that emotions cause different vibrations, just like sound and hertz and different sort of sounds and music does. You can feel it. You listen to something you really like, say classical music, and it calms you. You listen to death metal, and though you may enjoy it, it's going to raise your blood pressure and going to bring out probably anger or some more aggressive emotions. I mean, this is just the way you feel. But proven in labs and in science is that different emotions bring different vibrations. And for thousands of years, this is when meditation and yoga and different things like that come in, because higher vibration emotions, such as love, compassion, gratefulness, those raise the vibrations of our bodies, and which in turn, going into more metaphysical, our chakras and things like that, and we become more at peace, we become more grounded, and we become more open, and we start to change into we see new perspectives. And I've talked about this many times. It opens our perspective. It's almost like an awakening. We wake up in certain levels because we're more open and we're not blinded to other things that are causing maybe lower vibrations. Takes a lot of practice. Lower vibrations, which again in studies, such as anger, grief. Grief is something that passes eventually, you hope, but anger, hatred, jealousy, those sort of vibrations are very low vibrations. And again, proven. And also these low vibrations, such as worry and things like that, also bring out disease. I mean, again, proven in many, many studies that we worry constantly or we're angry constantly, and that manifests disease inside our bodies, which present itself in all sorts of ways. So we want to be in a higher vibration, and that takes time, and it takes a lot of practice because we are human. When we get into lower vibrations, we get consumed by those emotions. We've had friends, or we've been there ourselves. I know I have. Or you sit and you watch a friend who may be angry all the time, or who may just be jealous all the time, and they act illogically, and you can see it yourself because you're standing watching them behave irrationally, but they don't, because they're so consumed by that lower vibration emotion that they end up doing stupid things, and the cycle continues. We've all been there. So this is what I talk about, perception, of being able to see. So when you're consumed by a lower vibration emotion, that shuts you off to other things that you may be aware of, or should be aware of normally, but you're so shut off because you're consumed by lower vibration emotions. And by the way, there's a fantastic book. Well, Dr. Joe Dispenza is a favorite of mine, and he's written a lot, but he has successfully done very well, blended metaphysical with physics. And he goes into science and studies and talks about all this in a book called Becoming Supernatural. It's been out about a year or 2 years now. I highly recommend it. So, getting into a practical scenario, let's talk about what's been going on in the United States. And again, I'm touching on subjects I've said We are going into an awakening, but it's on different levels and it has many pieces of that puzzle. And politics is a part of that puzzle, but it's not everything. It is connected, but we are more divided as a nation than we ever have been. And we just had inauguration, and I'm seeing various things. I observe a lot of people being happy and some people being mad, but let's talk about these vibrations again. There's some of us, and I've talked about me being a Trump supporter who just I've seen things that I just don't understand why people can't see them, and this is maybe millions and millions of other people who understand, who may see things. So I may not be explaining this correctly, but let's just take someone who does not like Trump, for instance, and we can talk about Obama, we can talk about any politician, but let's use what's current scenario now as Trump. These people that have been hating Trump so badly for 4 years, their hatred of him is so bad that brings a lower vibration to their lives, and that blinds them to many things that they may be able to see normally if they didn't have such hatred and detest, or whatever word you want to call it, that brings that lower vibration and reduces their perspective, so they don't really see clearly what's the big picture going on. Am I kind of getting to a point here? And this can happen with any candidate. We're talking politics now, anything in life, but going back to if you hated Obama or if you hated whoever it is, and people now who hate Biden, it brings your vibration down. You're not able to see clearly. So I've said always, look to yourself to find out what work you need to do to bring your vibration up, to bring your perspective up so you can see a bigger picture. Because there is so much going on in front of us right now. I cannot stress this. And too many people are getting focused on the minutia, and they're getting dragged down in the muck. Yes, politics is part of it. Yes, COVID is part of it. But it's part of the bigger, there's such a big picture at play here. And I can't spoon feed you. So raising your vibration into higher emotions, you're able to start seeing with a new perspective. And back to doing the self-work and the work that I've talked about before. When you figure out where your hatred comes from, or where you figure out why you hate an individual so badly. Let's just go back to Trump again. I'm generalizing here, but I'm using this as an example. When you figure out why you hate Trump so badly, that begins your journey to awakening, because you can't live life in those emotions. Spiritually or peacefully, you can't. You'll be in a never-ending hamster wheel. You have to find out the root of that and why. And once you start finding that out, guess what? Your eyes open, you start to see a perspective, and you start to understand exactly what may be going on, and it's not what you think. We've been led down a lot of rabbit holes. We've been lied to about many, many things in life. Many things. Politics is one of them. And the truth is coming, and it's going to hit you hard right in the face unless you start figuring out some things for yourself. You don't have to like somebody. And using Trump as an example, you don't have to like him. I don't care for Biden very much, but I don't hate. And if anyone looks at my feeds, you see that I've been attacked, especially this last few weeks, quite a bit by some people that I thought were friends. But I just send them love. I don't get caught down in the muck, so to speak. So find out where that comes from in you, and you will start to wake up and really see what's going on. That's pretty clear. So find out where your hatred that is, and the root of the emotion, and that will lead you down your journey, and that will lead you to an awakening of sorts, your little awakening in your journey. There's more to come, but I want to leave you with that. It's getting late. I'm going to go to bed. Bye.